going to interview you in Danish, but I'm going to tell you that I'm born Swedish and I'm working in Finnish with Finnish language at the moment. You're born Danish and you're working and making your living in English now. What does it mean to you not to work in your native language?
I pay less in taxes. It's probably the main benefit. No, I mean, I've been pretty much surrounded by English-speaking people since I can remember. I grew up on the professional tennis circuit with my dad being a professional tennis player, so everybody's always spoken English around me. When I went to America in 1980, it was obviously not to play music, but it was to try and be a tennis player. Obviously that went completely haywire. But it's very secondary to me. I feel that I've maintained the Danish aspect pretty good. There's a few Danish people who sort of grow up in Denmark, then go away and make success or money or some in America, and then they come back and they can't speak Danish very well, and the press is kind of all over them, and they're kind of a little snotty and a little uppity and something like that. I have a pretty good reputation still in Denmark, and I think I'm still fairly credible. I haven't forgotten how to speak Danish, and I keep it pretty clear, so I'm pretty on the level with, you know, you can't have too many attitudes when you come home to Denmark, you know. I'm a big rock star in America, man, you know, that doesn't work very well. So it's pretty cool. It works okay.
So, did Helsinki miss Metallica? We missed you too, man.
That people are so surprised by the elements you put on the record.
Yes, I am actually. I'm definitely surprised. I'm always surprised at how people react to us, because I think in my head I consider myself to be very open-minded. I consider Metallica musically to have no limits, no barriers, no, you know, confinements or anything like that. So I always think that we always try and convey that, and we always talk about that to everybody. It always surprises me when people are surprised when we go in a different direction, because it's like, haven't I just been sitting here telling you that for years, that, you know, nothing holds us in. There are no specific ways we do things, and we'll go over here, then we'll go over here, then we'll try this, then we'll try that, then we'll wear leather jackets, then we won't wear leather jackets, and we'll have long hair, then we'll have short hair, or then we'll have no hair, or, do you know what I mean? It continuously surprises me that people still take us so much for granted, because I always find myself sitting there going, you know, always talking about and preaching diversity, you know.
Your dream
not want to say it yourself, but Metallica is one of the big stars on the music scene at the moment.
I don't have a problem saying that. Metallica is one of the big stars on the music scene.
Oh, they said it.
That worked.
Are there any bad parts with being so accepted and so big? Or is it just good?
It's good. Sometimes you want privacy when you can't get it. That's probably the only thing. I find as I get a little older, I want to be left alone more. And I find that I can accomplish that sometimes, and sometimes I can't. Sometimes I don't mind not being left alone, sometimes I do. Depends what kind of moods I'm in and so on. And I think as I get older, I feel less obligated to be that public person that maybe gives every moment of every day to the people who want to take that away from them, which creates some situations that I've not been in before, where I actually like walk away from signing autographs because I'm not bothered about it anymore. But other than that, not much. I find also as I get older that I travel less and less comfortably. And I find as I get older, you want to be more in one space more than I have before. I think they have more to do with just getting older. Getting old. Pretty much any question you could ask me in the next half hour, I could somehow answer it in a way that it has something to do with growing older. So you can never take that out of the equation. I think people always deny, especially in music, this whole thing about aging and all this type of stuff is always suppressed. It's always looked down upon. To me, I think it's a great thing. I think it's a natural thing, and I think it's one that you can totally milk for everything that it's worth. It's just, you grow and you mature and you see things differently and so on. So I'm just, so I think when you ask me about the success, I'm not sure that the things that are changing are because of the success. I think maybe they're changing just because every day I grow older and see things differently.
The fans to ask you a question, and the main question was about the coming record. You've told the fans that there's some material ready, and people seem scared that the coming record is going to be so poppy.
Good. I'd rather they're scared than too complacent. I think that's good. It's a good element. I don't want it to take Metallica for granted. That's the only thing. 6 months ago, when the record came out and stuff like that, I wanted to make sure that people didn't take us for granted and didn't think that they knew where we were and that they had pigeonholed us. So if people think the next record's going to be really poppy, I'm happy about that. Because I'd rather keep them on the edge than sit here and explain to them what the next record's going to be like. That's much more important to me. Next record's going to be really wimpy and horrible. We're going to change our name to Wimptallica. And because Poptallica was this record, the next one's Wimptallica. To look forward to that.